This is your narrator, John, and I hope you all are having a wonderful day. First, I would like to thank you for being here. Today's story is about a cheating wife who got into relationship with her therapist, which caused therapist to risk his job. Now let's get into today's story. About 4 days ago, my wife consummated an affair she's been having with her therapist for the past 7 months. 3 months ago, she cut off sex and told me I didn't deserve her anymore, and I have to earn the right to do it with her. I found myself in a dead bedroom. As time went on, I kept attempting to talk things through with her. I was starved of intimacy, touch and reassurance. I felt betrayed. I was convinced that there was more to it, but she kept explaining things away, redirecting the question, changing facts, etc. I regularly prompted her to please be open and honest with me so we can work things out, but I was exhausting her. She never had time for me and always had higher priority things to focus on. Her resentment for me grew and she was openly hostile to me at this point. Then she scheduled a trip to go to a women's empowerment event, females only, and I knew in my heart what was happening. She had found a cover story that she knew I wouldn't argue with. I couldn't sleep, so I snooped through her accounts again. I went through the phone records, search history, and I purchased the background search service so I could find out which numbers were used. There was a suspicious number, so I decided to give it a call, and sure enough the name on the voicemail was none other than her therapist. I did a background search and discovered he lived in the same town. She booked the hotel on the second night of her trip. I accessed her search history and put together a timeline of events, of conversations we had, compared to her very disturbing search results and various other findings. All of my fears were confirmed. Even worse than I had imagined, she was researching how marriages turn out with your therapist and how to document evidence to prepare for a divorce. She was planning a divorce for me. She stalked him and his family, did background checks on them, researched how to hide assets during a divorce, how to catfish someone, the law of if a therapist could lose their license if they had sex with a client, and the list of things went on. She Googled this man nearly every day. The evidence was undeniable. She absolutely loves this man and was stalking him the day before her trip 5 days ago. She searched how to not fart during sex. This is kind of hilarious. All the pieces were there, and I knew exactly what was going on. I sent her a text message Sunday morning outlining all of the things I knew that were going. I called out her affair partner by name and said she needed to come clean if she had any desire to fix our relationship. She returned Sunday a day early. She demanded to know where I got this info from, but I withheld it and told her where I got it from is not important, and I held my ground. I didn't want to give her the opportunity to obfuscate, twist, deny, or reason with any of the evidence. Eventually, she spilled all the information. She described in detail how they had sex. She told me she wants to continue on with the affair to see where things go, but also wants to continue her marriage with me because she loves me. I'm sickened. I'm horrified, but for some reason I can't help but think maybe I should try to have an open relationship. Maybe it'll be fun. Can please someone shake me out of this idiotic line of thinking? After some intense hours of her sharing and telling me everything, and the more I think about it, the crazier this all sounds. Apparently, her therapist is a leader of a group of men that go out into the woods for sexual male empowerment sessions, which are secretive and they are not allowed to say what goes on there. Instead of my wife attending the female version of this, she attends the graduation ceremony of the male session, where each guy gets on stage and tells his emotional story. Then the family members come on stage to give testimonials of how the man's life improved after joining this group. I could just be paranoid. But now I get the feeling her therapist recruits vulnerable women for this organization and indoctrinates them to take advantage of them sexually. I can't prove that I'm at a loss on one side. I'm deeply disturbed and upset by my wife's actions on the other side. I think she was taken advantage of, manipulated, and coached by her therapist, and I could report him to the board to have his license revoked. Hey, guys. This is the narrator again. Wow. So the story just went crazy after Op described that the therapist runs a group of people where he takes the advantage of people sexually. The story just took weird turn. And probably this will put OP in danger because such group later forms themselves as cult and might hurt OP. So we have an update on the story, and let's get into this. Update. Thank you guys for your support and suggestions. I confronted my wife and told her that I will be kicking her out of the house for what she did. I had all the proofs and the reason to do so. I told her that I will sue the therapist and get his life ruined, even if it means this will ruin the life of therapist's family. My wife got scared and begged me not do anything and that she will leave me alone and will just manage to live her life without me. This made me angrier. I couldn't hold myself and shouted at her, why the hell did you even started your life with me if you couldn't control yourself? My wife broke down into tears and I couldn't stand her, so I left the house and stayed out for the next 3 to 4 hours. After some time, I felt that my anger has gone down majorly due to shouting at her, felt like I screamed out all my feelings and I became empty from inside and was ready to take more. I went to my house, told my wife to pack her things and leave and that if she will demand half of my property, I will ruin the therapist's life. I made her sign the divorce papers, added the clause that she had nothing more to take from me and we are done. It's been a while now, and I think I am ready to start something new. I am currently taking therapy sessions, doing meditation and pulling my control back to center. Thank you all of you for your support. Hi, guys. This is the narrator. Seems like there is more to the final update, but this is what we could grab from the OP's post. Thank you for listening to today's story. Please subscribe if you haven't already and like. Don't forget to share your thoughts on how the story is and what OP could have done differently to keep himself more preserved.